I mean, the personal association. So, we want to take this opportunity to hear, Srila Gurudev's glories, the way you saw it. Uh, you know, uh, you
Okay,
did
different
a lot of
perspective.
service, Gurudev. So, from your perspective, yes, Prabhuji. Yeah,
Okay.
all yours. Please go ahead, Prabhu.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Indradumna Swamini Namane Namo Prabhupada Pedasa Jagannath Yatrananda Murtaya Bhakta Sukhaya Krishna Kirtane Nana Shinge Rakshitaya Srila Gurudev Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Actually, the first time that I laid my eyes on Srila Gurudev was in 1986. It was in Mayapur, and he was on the roof of the, I'm not sure whether it's the Chakra or the Lotus building, the original building in Mayapur. So I think that could be the Lotus building. He was on the roof, and we were attending different programs for different of the spiritual masters. And at this program, Gurudev Srila Indradumna Maharaj, he was leading the Guru Puja Kirtan for the pleasure of Bhagavan Maharaj. And very enthusiastic, nice kirtan. That's just and I noted this is a very special devotee. So then in 1989 and 1990, he burst onto the scene of the Australian Yatra. Everybody was talking about this very, very enlivened, very enthusiastic, very powerful preacher. And so everybody who had the chance, who was inspired, they came to take his association in some of our centres in New Govardhan Farm, in Sydney, in Melbourne. At that time, I was one of the managers in our Canberra centre. So he came to visit, and the different devotees from different parts of the zone, they converged, and somehow or other we managed to accommodate a lot of them. Of course, wherever Gurudev is, he's always inspiring. He's inspired. If there's not a program, if there's not somebody to preach to, then after 10 minutes or so, he'll say to, at that time it was Sri Prahlad, but to anybody, okay, let's go on Harinam. So we were always kept busy. One time in Canberra, I was driving or taking everybody downtown for Harinam. Srila Gurudev, he got into the passenger seat, and we were waiting for different devotees to come and join. While we were waiting, Srila Gurudev, he reached into the glove box of my car, and he took out a cassette, and he handed it to me. This will inspire you. It was a talk on brahmachari life. So he felt for me, and he gave me some inspiration. It was quite a surprise. He always makes amazing arrangements to celebrate devotees' birthdays. For Harinam, everything's very pucker. So that was in 1989. At that time, Srila Gurudev, he went on Harinam in the Sydney area. The Sydney temple at that time was based in the red light district, or just near the red light district, in a place called King's Cross or Darlinghurst. We went on Harinam once, not with Srila Gurudev, but with Priyavrata Prabhu and other devotees. There was a movie crew who wanted to film the Harinam going through King's Cross. So it was very enthusiastic. The devotees were inspired. As Srila Gurudev, he encourages, sometimes we're on Harinam in Poland on the Polish Woodstock tour, or on the Festival of India tour. And everybody's exhausted after having performed 30, 40 festivals, long festivals. So Gurudev, he's got the Harinam party, everybody's out in the Harinam, and he'll come along the Harinam and he'll put a big smile on his face. And just to encourage everybody to smile. And sometimes he'll stop and he'll address all the devotees. We've been advertising, if you just chant Hare Krishna, you'll be happy. So you're here out in Harinam, in the public, everybody's looking at you. Are these people happy? Is it real? So we put on a smile and we're going in the kirtan, and the people, they reciprocate. So the audience factor, we're exhausted, but everybody's so enthusiastic that actually the devotees automatically smile and become enthusiastic and shuffle and dance and interact with other people. And then sometimes, well, often Gurudev, he will stop the kirtan when there's a bit of a crowd and he will address the audience. It's a wonderful way of interacting with the crowd and encouraging them. And he has pretty standard stories, or they'll do a play, the Bird in the Cage play. So many different ways to engage people. One of his stories is that just look at all these people, look at all these devotees, look how happy they are. It's not as though we're sending people out here and we're going to pay you. Okay, you're going to get $50 after the performance. So put on a big smile and pretend to be happy. No, it's genuine. This is love. And this is just love for chanting the names of the Lord, Hare Krishna. So anyway, the Harinam through King's Cross, back to the time when Gurudev was in Australia, or before that time, we went on a Harinam through King's Cross. There was a camera crew. They were filming the kirtan. The devotees were very enthusiastic, not just because of being together, but then in front of the camera as well. We went through King's Cross, out around the back, and came back out the other side. King's Cross is notorious as a red light district. Sometimes the devotees, they would get harassed by the people who are working there. People would pour buckets of noxious substances down on the devotees from the floor above them. There was mixed reception. On this particular kirtan, after going through the whole area, we got to the outskirts of it, and it felt like we were just spat out. It was just such a mode of ignorance which we'd left behind. We come through and we transformed it with the kirtan. So Srila Gurudev, he followed not the same route. He went from the temple the opposite way, and he went up to the place where the first temple in Australia started, in Oxford Street, Paddington. It's quite an upmarket place. He went past, as he was going past an antique shop, something caught his eye, and he looked, and it was the beautiful deity of Krishna. So he made note of that shop. He went, then after the Harinam, he went back there, and he asked the owner of the shop, "Who's that?" And the owner, he described, "Would you like to see his girlfriend?" So he pulled out from under the counter another deity, put them two together. Guess who they are, or who they were? From the Polish tour, the Gandharvika Giridhari, the Lakshmi Nrsimha tour. That's where those deities came from. My wife just dropped in. So, and he went back. He found out about the deities. He asked the owner of the antique shop, "So how much do you want for them?" And the owner said, "Well, they're antique. They're very strong. They're very beautiful deities. Beautiful." I think he might have. I don't know whether he mentioned the deities. "I want $3,000 for them." So Srila Gurudev said, "Well, I'm a penniless monk. I haven't got that. Just give me a little bit of time." He went back to the temple after the Harinam. It was a Sunday feast. He gave the Sunday feast talk, and he described Gandharvika Giridhari, who he'd found. And then he requested people to support him, to give donations. And after some time, he had $3,000 in his pocket, and he went back and he rescued those deities from the dusty antique shop. That was in 1990. He continues to do that. Srila Gurudeva is always rescuing deities and collecting the shalagrams of the six Goswamis and different people like that. He has a knack. Srila Gurudeva has a knack for collecting Mahaprasadam. He's like a nectar hunter. Is what he wears around his neck, the tulsi necklaces. They're big. They've come from some sadhu, or he's got the japa mala from Jiva Goswami. He was chanting on those for some time. These things are attracted to him. These transcendental paraphernalia. They're there to give their association, to encourage, to inspire him. So we also should relish any Mahaprasad that we can get from Srila Gurudeva. Once he came to Sydney, he had a close relationship with the devotees in Sydney. He would come during the Christmas marathon, stay for 6 weeks to inspire the devotees, giving classes and going out and seeing devotees as they were out doing the marathon. One year, he gave a list of 10 items of his different personal paraphernalia and that he would offer as the prize for the first 10 participants. I don't know whether I came 4th or 5th or 6th or whatever, but my prize was to wear Gurudev's amazing Tulsi Mala for 24 hours. The Tulsi Mala which he had gotten from some great sage. Ancient pieces of where they were worn smooth because of the devotees using these items of Mahaprasadam, Padir. Another item of Gurudev's Maha is this beanie, natural wool. We were with Srila Gurudev in Hong Kong. He went to Hong Kong for inspiring the devotees and also to collect. One of his disciples, Deva Rishi Prabhu, I think he might be in India. He was working with another devotee who has now become a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami. They were involved in precious stones business, wholesaling precious stones. So they used to sponsor and support different preachers in their endeavors. The Gurudev went there 3 or 4 years in a row, and he would collect enough in that 1 week time, enough money to help maintain the Polish tour, his preaching in other parts of the world. While he was staying in Hong Kong, wherever he stays anywhere, he gets gifts from different people. This was a gift from one of our devotees on New Govardhan. She spins the wool and then sews it. So she had given this gift to Srila Gurudev. So whenever you're with Srila Gurudev, sometimes he'll give you item of his paraphernalia, or other times you have to clean up after him as he's leaving the hotel, because he will offload excess stuff into the trash can. You always make sure that you must have 2 trash cans in his room wherever he's staying. So this is where I found this nice beanie, and I treasure it. Another item I found was a part of his cloth, which he'd left in the bathroom. So I often wear that around my neck or around my head. Mahaprasad like that, very purifying, very inspiring to be connected with Gurudev like that. In 1995, I managed to get to the Polish tour. I was with Gurudev in the last 12 days. 1995. That was the year that I got reinitiated 30 years ago. So long time coming to become a little bit more useful as a servant of our exalted spiritual master. The actual initiation ceremony was performed on Lord Balaram's appearance day, which I might have mentioned to Chaitanya Prabhu that, well, I've had an affinity for Lord Balaram, Lord Nityananda. Actually, before I joined up, I visited the temple. It was a Sunday feast, and I didn't know what was going on. I was just enjoying the feast, and they had this amazing drink. So the devotees very enthusiastically coming and giving prasad, and I kept on putting out my cup. And after the end of the feast, I drank 7 cups of Varuni juice. So, and I went outside to try and find my shoes. I'm not, as far as I know, somebody had stolen them. And it didn't worry me at the time because the shoes were terrible. They were work shoes. The nails from the heel had come through and they were aggravating me, so I had to put pieces of cardboard in there. Somebody had stolen those shoes. Haribo! When those shoes had gone and after I'd recovered from the intense Varuni juice experience, I was too depressed to go back to work. Lord Balaram inspired me, give up that job, give up that nasty job. And then slowly came back and joined the temple. 1995, we went on the Polish tour, and then after the Polish tour, I kept traveling with Srila Gurudeva and Sripalad and Ekalavya, who is now Krishna Chaitanya Swami at the moment. So we traveled from Poland, where the amazing Lakshmana Srina tour had just finished. Gurudev, he's constantly going. He never stops. If I've seen him put together his travel itinerary, and he just blocks off. He's very organized. He blocks off an area of the month or 2 months, and he fills in every single day. Very rarely does he have a break. On that travels after we left the Polish tour, first place we went to was Hungary. We went to Shivaram Maharaj's property, farm project. And we just come from the Polish festival, the Polish Woodstock. In Hungary, they were having the Euro Woodstock Festival, which was a 3-day big festival, many devotees coming together. One of the main things that stands out in my main memory is that on one day of the festival, it was Srila Prabhupada's appearance day. So Srila Gurudeva in the morning, he stayed back at the temple. We all stayed back at the temple. We celebrated Srila Prabhupada's appearance. And then we all had to go down to the field for the Euro Woodstock. So Srila Gurudeva, he organized that we left early before the feast was served. Srila Gurudeva organized that the feast would be brought down for the devotees who were serving on the festival site. A lot of prasadam came, and during a break in the festival, we all sat down in a big circle on the grass, and Srila Gurudeva himself, he served up the prasadam with a couple of other assistants to all of the devotees. And he kept on serving. At the end, there was no prasadam left, nothing for him. So he wasn't worried. As he came around, he saw a couple of gulab jamuns on my plate. So he came and took a gulab jamun off my plate and ate it. Had a couple of prasadam interactions with Srila Gurudeva. After that, in Hungary, we traveled on to France, to New Mayapur. So I just got reinitiated. My name before was Manu Das, and then he gave me the name Shanti Parayan Das. At that time, there was another Shanti Parayan who was attending the Polish tour. He was a sound engineer. So I was called Shanti 2. There was Shanti 1 and Shanti 2. And we went to, actually from Hungary, we went to Croatia. We didn't go to Sarajevo. This was 1995. In Sarajevo in 1996, the Kirtan party got attacked. So we were there before. We didn't go to Sarajevo. We went to Zagreb and to place on the coast. Croatia is very beautiful. It's like the French Riviera, but much cheaper. So it was the morning program, and Srila Gurudeva, he'd been giving all of the classes. He thought he would take a rest. So he told me, you go down and give the class. I prepared a little bit for the class, and I was just sitting on the Vyasasan chanting Jai Radhamova. Somehow or other, Gurudev got a message that the temple was full to bursting, was overflowing. So he came down and he kicked me off the Vyasasan, and he gave that Sunday feast or the class then. And I benefited because I prepared something for it, but beautiful. Sometimes Gurudev would give a class like the Sunday feast class, and we were traveling with him on this particular time, and he would say, there's no need for you to attend the class. You've heard it 1,000 times. Because he has like a template. He always has his notes there when he's giving his class. So he has a format. But his classes are always very, very inspiring, very enthralling. On his Australian tour, he came to a town south of Perth. Perth is the most isolated city in the world. Big-sized city. It's 3,000 kilometers from the next city. So still there's devotees there. It's a nice place to live. He gave a program on the beach at Fremantle. And the normal program, the devotees had organized a kirtan, and then a drama, and then a talk. So Gurudev was scheduled to give a talk. And the organizer was looking at his watch. It's 45 minutes. You should wind up now. You should wind up now. Giving Gurudev the sign that that's enough. Gurudev kept on talking for another 45 minutes. And after an hour and a half, everybody was just absorbed and enthralled and cheering, just because of the way that Srila Gurudev presents. They understand that he feels for them, that he's concerned about their welfare, and that his presentation is answering the questions, the ideas that they've been pondering for many, many lifetimes, and they're very satisfied. So his presentation, and Gurudev, he said that one of the services he loves the most is giving class. You see how much time he prepares. Maybe you don't see, but those notes that he's got, the 26 pages of notes, sometimes he's up at midnight. He can't sleep, but he's putting in that time and effort to prepare for his class. And his classes are so expertly presented because he's prepared so much, because he prepares and he puts them together and he practices and he uses stories which he has presented many times before. For instance, at whenever he's giving a talk at Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja or Srila Prabhupada's Disappearance Day, he repeats often his memory that Prabhupada gave him instructions when he was carrying that suitcase, or he came with the suitcase to the London temple, and he backed into the room, and suddenly the devotee said, "Watch out! You're going to bump into Srila Prabhupada." So he turned around, paid his obeisance to Prabhupada, and then felt this whack on his back. He was stunned. He didn't know what was happening. So then he stood up, and he looked around at the other devotees in the room, and his Prabhupada's servant was there with his mouth open. He'd heard, because Prabhupada had spoken something. So he said, "Well, what happened? What happened? What did Prabhupada say?" And the servant said, "Prabhupada said, so much trouble you're going through in this material world. When I take you back home, back to Godhead, everything will be all right." Srila Gurudeva, he tells that story and he's been repeating it again and again. And as you repeat a good story, you get more fresh realization about that story. And it's always attractive. Srila Gurudeva, he takes that instruction or that blessing that he's going to go back to the spiritual world. Srila Prabhupada is going to take him back. The instruction of the spiritual master is like very rare. Gifts from the spiritual master, they're things to be valued. I'm just looking at the people here. There's it's being recorded. Good. I can only see 6 faces here. There must be, oh, there's another 6, 12, 18, or maybe more.
We have 35.
35.
I know. Yes.
Is there anybody there who knows me or who has been, we've had some time together doing service together?
Yes, we do have.
Who is that?
Shivani Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
I think Prabhuji was asking if anyone is familiar with Prabhuji or has served along with Prabhu earlier.
I think I got the wrong thing.
Oh, you heard it?
Sorry, Prabhuji, met Prabhuji.
Sorry, I didn't understand that. Roger Gopinath?
Haribol, Dandal Pranam Prabhu.
Haribol Prabhu. Giri Haribol, were you up at Rishikesh?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Now I recognize you, yes. Yeah. Jai Ho. Okay, we've done some service together.
We met in Rishikesh, Prabhu. We used to read Bhagavad Gita in the morning.
Oh, yeah, that was so nice. So powerful. We only managed to do it once or twice.
Yeah, and Mangalatis. Yeah.
But that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the year.
Okay, well, you've got so many nice stories and realizations. Is there anything that anybody wants to bring up or wants to ask and to prompt me? I've got lots of things I can talk about Rishikesh.
I want to ask one thing, Prabhu. Can you please tell, like, I heard that in the beginning years, you were selling paintings on the streets to finance Polish Yatra. Can you please tell something about those?
Okay. Srila Gurudeva, he went to South Africa. My wife and he were the 2 main collectors for maintaining the Polish tour. So she was doing paintings. Gurudev, he picked up a roll of paintings. He went to South Africa and he went to visit places to go and distribute paintings. I with paintings, I took Kadamba Kanana Maharaj. When he came to Australia to raise money, I took him out to train him up how to do paintings. Paintings, they're just pieces of art material, and you just have to try and capture people's senses. You knock on the door, you ask to see the boss, or ask to see anybody. We don't ask, you just roll out the paintings and see if their senses become attracted. And then you talk and you offer and you ask, and they say, okay, well, I'll take this one and this one and this one, and they give you a lot of Lakshmi. We used to have competitions. We had these different paintings. They were and sometimes we had replicas of the paintings. So we used to see who could get the most for one particular painting. So once we were in Panama. Panama is in the Central America region. At that time, the head of the government was Noriega, who was he was dealing in drugs and all sorts of things like that. So one of his appointees, political appointees, he was in charge of the Lotteries Commission. And I was in a bakery, nothing was happening there, and suddenly praying, please, I want to engage somebody in Krishna's service. I got the inspiration to go to the other side of the city. And somehow I ended up in that building. I ended up on the top floor, and I was ushered into the office of the head of the Lotteries Commission and showed him what we had on display. And he bought about 5 paintings. I walked out of there with like, I think $5,000. And the painting that one painting I got $750 for. It was I don't know whether it was a record. Another time in Panama was one time when I managed to come number one in the marathon for our Melbourne centre, only because the other devotees like Atul Krishna Prabhu, and he was in jail at the time. He was distributing another place, and they thought that he was a terrorist, he and two others, so they were thrown in jail. They managed to escape after some time. Not escape, they managed to bribe the in charge of the jail with a couple of bottles of whiskey and some kind words. And as they were talking with the jailer, they weren't hiding that they were devotees. One of the devotees, he had a blanket, so he tore up the blanket into strips and he made knots in the blanket, and he was using that as a japamala. So the jailer, he was tormenting them. He was taking pieces of raw beef and putting them on a fork and twirling them over a flame and then eating them, raw beef. So the devotees thought, this guy's a demon. And one of the devotees, Nrsingadev, he's fearless. When he was young, he used to go and play soccer with a shaved head, and everybody would say, "Go Krishna, go Krishna." So he was preaching while he was playing soccer. So he was fearless. He started preaching to the jailer. This was in an African country. And he told the jailer, "You're not a black man. I'm not a white man. We're a spirit soul. We're brothers." And the guy who was twirling the beef, they thought was a demon, he said, "Just a minute." And he went out to another room and he got a little book. And he came back in, and it was Your Ever Well Wisher. And he told the devotees, this man is a very spiritual man. He'd appreciated Prabhupada's book. And so they managed to bribe him with a couple of bottles of whiskey. He let them out of jail. He took them back to their apartment, and all of their stock, all of their paintings, all of the money which they had hidden, they recovered, and then they left the country. So there's a lot of adventures, same as people are doing with book distribution, Bhakti Tirtha Swami behind the Iron Curtain and doing all sorts of things like that. So the principle was the same, engaging people in service. And my wife, as I said, she and Srila Gurudeva were the two collectors for maintaining the Polish tour. She performed many austerities doing that. Yeah, thank you. It's always nice to talk about those. Srila Gurudeva, he's a Sankirtan general. He's a real Maharadi. He always says, we were with him after the travels through Europe. We went to Croatia, and it was after the war. So as we were in the middle of a circle chanting, then we were always looking up into the tops of the buildings, looking to see if there was any snipers up there. It was very, very risky, but very, very ecstatic. The crowds were very nice. After there, we went to France. In order to get into France, I didn't have a valid French visa. So we drove from one country into France. And as we got to the checkpoint, Srila Gurudeva, expert, he took all of the passports and he put them one on top of the other. My passport was on the bottom. And they all got checked, and I got through. And Srila Gurudeva was saying, he told me afterwards that he has a special Nrsinga mantra for protection. So he was praying, he was chanting that mantra as we went through. We spent time in France. We went out in Harinam, and he would tell the devotees afterwards, if there's ever a time when I can't act in this particular function, when my service changes, I know what I'm going to do. I've got my book bag here. I've got my clothes. I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to be on this street corner distributing books. That's his love. That was his love. That's what, and sometimes we'll be traveling on an airplane, and we'd be taking off, and we were Srila Gurudeva would be up, and he'd turn to me and say, home again. Meaning that he spends most of his time in airplanes traveling from place to place. So actually, the Nrsinga mantra worked to get us into France, but it didn't work on the way out. He didn't chant it. We were traveling in the train, the fast train to London, and they all had visas, but I got caught by the customs, the I don't know what they call douane, the French police, and they gave me 180 franc fine. Srila Gurudev paid it. And I was in India traveling once with Krishna Kshetra Maharaj and Yadunanda Maharaj. I didn't have a ticket at all. I was just guiding them. That we were going from Mayapur to Calcutta. And again, the guard came along and apprehended me and said, okay, next station you're off. But then he somehow his heart softened and he recognized, he brought me back in, and Krishna Kshetra Maharaj said, I'll pay whatever fine, I'll give you a bribe, whatever you want. And then the conductor took me out again and said, okay, you're with these saintly people. Okay, you're forgiven. Stay on the train. Traveling with Gurudev, traveling on Sankirtan, traveling preaching is always exciting. And then from France, we're in France. I wasn't supposed to be in Europe that long. I only had a 4-week break from the temple. But I discovered that I could change my departure destination from where we were supposed to be to England by paying only £10. So I changed my ticket. We're in France. We're in New Mayapur. We had a prasadam competition there. Srila Gurudev, I'd sometimes sit and take prasadam with him. He had his favourite apple crumble. Prabhupada liked apple crumble when he came to Australia. He said, can I have more of that crumbly apple dessert? So Srila Gurudev, he'd eaten his apple crumble and my apple crumble was there. And he came, I was keeping up with him. Srila Gurudev has an amazing appetite. His doctor said it's as though he's got a tiger in his tank. He can digest very good, very well. So he'd eaten and I was keeping up with him. And then the apple crumble was on my plate. He took the whipped cream and he put masses of whipped cream on it. And he got the sugar dispenser and he just poured sugar all over it. And I said, oh my God. And he said, I'm your spiritual master. It's an order. Eat it. So somehow or another, I managed to finish it. I couldn't eat anything for another 24 hours. I was just wiped out. Gurudev, always merciful, Maharaj. And then we had ice cream parties there. One time we had some sherbet, gelati, lemon gelati. Srila Gurudev, he was walking around in the new Mayapur center and he stood on a wasp. Oh, no, I stood on the wasp. Well, hang on, one of us stood on the wasp. So the wasp was very painful. He got the sting out and he immediately called, that ice cream we had last night, it was in lemon peels. It was special gelato. Bring me a lemon peel. So we got the lemon peel, and Gurudev, he put that lemon peel onto the wasp sting. Expert, very practical. It numbed the poison, took the pain out. So that was the European travels in 1995. Any more questions, or anybody else got something that they'd like to ask?
Prabhuji, I have a question. So like, what do you feel like after traveling with Gurudev for so much? What do you feel like, which quality do you feel he would value the most? Like which Vaishnava quality?
Srila Gurudev's Vaishnava quality while traveling. Giving himself. He never stops. He's always prepared to give himself. Sadbuj, who's in charge of the TOVP, he was with Srila Gurudev once, and they were attending an event, and Gurudev was meeting people. Sometimes the Swamis, they go to an event and they have to duck and dodge to avoid people that they don't want to spend time with. It's an austerity. Srila Gurudev, very patiently, he knows who needs mercy. We'd be traveling we arrived at London airport, and the devotees greeted everybody with garlands. Srila Gurudev got a garland, another garland, I got a garland. Wherever Gurudev's there, he always knows who needs the mercy. He'd always discover one of the devotees who would need the garland, or he'd discover one of the guests who were going past to give them a garland. I had the garland and I wanted to give it away. I couldn't find anybody. So Srila Gurudev came up and grabbed the garland off me and immediately gave it to somebody who was suitable. So he's an expert judge of time, place, and circumstance and how to give them mercy. Sadhguru was with him at the event, and Sadhguru kept on saying, Maharaj, let's go. And Gurudev kept going. At the end, Sadhguru had to say, listen, I'm going to the toilet. I'm not waiting any longer. I'm going. And then Gurudev would come later after spending so much time giving of himself. So just giving of himself. He knows how valuable, like Labhamatra, a moment's association with the devotee, can change people's hearts. So kids, 3-year-olds, 5-year-olds, he just gives them some association and they bear fruits 10, 12 years, 15 years later. They have so much faith, they start chanting. So he's giving of himself. Giving of himself. That's one of the great qualities I've really noticed. Sri Prahlad, he highlighted that as well. We were at Polish Woodstock. It was the time before all of the guests came, everything was set up, and the devotees had come together. And so Sri Prahlad gave a talk. And a line that really captured my imagination was, he said, this is going to be a 96-hour marathon. You're not going to be able to get much rest. You're going to be going for it. Just give whatever you can, your utmost, for those 96 hours. Just experience what Srila Gurudeva does every day, every single day of his life. He gives everything. He gives all of his energy. So I took that to heart, and somehow or other, I managed to do some significant service. I regard it as my only really surrendered significant service after following that enticement by Sri Prahlad, based on Srila Gurudeva's quality of always giving himself. You've got love, you give, and you get more. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to speak about that.
Shivani Mataji.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. I'm
Okay.
really thankful for your valuable time and giving the nectar to us. I have a question, like you have been with Gurudev and you've been traveling with Gurudev. So, like a habit which you have noticed in Gurudev, which he used to do and he still does, and you would like to give that advice to us as well, especially the youth people. Maybe it can be health wise, or maybe it can be sadhana wise, like a habit which he has from the beginning, which he does for his
One
own.
thing that really stands out is, by traveling with Gurudev, I've been like in his room when he's been giving darshan. Yet people want to meet him, they want to talk with him. Some places he just keeps them waiting to the last minute. Busy. He doesn't want to stop and tend to put too much time into getting into the details, the nitty-gritty details. A couple of times people would come and they'd have darshan, and Srila Gurudev would hear what they had to say, and he would instruct them. They would say, I've got this problem, I've got this problem, I've got this problem. And he would say, but you're an aspiring Vaishnava. You're a devotee. You know what is the solution. Just be a devotee. Srila Prabhupada would say the same thing. You have a problem, what's the solution? Chant Hare Krishna. Or who's also Gopi Parandana Prabhu, he said that we study the books and we want to find out what's going on, who am I, where do I come from, what's the problem? And ultimately, by studying Prabhupada's books, you discover what's the problem? You're not doing devotional service. What's the solution? Do devotional service. Once I was in the Bahamas collecting with paintings, and it's really tough. You don't have association, you're rubbing shoulders with materialists. It's very austere. So one time I just couldn't go on. So we were riding around on little scooters, and I had in the glove box of the scooter Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, part 1, a little paperback version. So I just sat on a scooter in the middle of these vegetable fields, okra fields, and I took out the Bhagavatam and I read that for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. It inspired me, purified me. I managed to get out there, and I had a good reaction. I rang up the temple president and I said, Prabhu, I'm in Maya. And his answer was, get back to work. Do the service, you become free from Maya. So Gurudev, when he travels, he gives people advice. Last time I saw him was in Vrindavan. He just finished the Rishikesh festival. It's 4 weeks. Have you been to the Polish tour? Have you done any of these festivals with Gurudev?
No, not yet.
The Polish tour is 6 weeks, and there's a festival every day. You've got the morning program. You go out in Harinam, you come back, you take prasadam. There's a 5 or 6 hour evening program. That goes on and on for so many weeks. So that goes for about 6 weeks, and there's a crew of sometimes 250, 300, 400 devotees. Srila Gurudev, he was speaking to his son, and he noted that here at the Rishikesh festival, where there's only a smaller crew, 60 devotees, that after 2.5 weeks, the devotees are showing signs of the exhaustion which they normally show after the festival on the Polish tour. So Chaitanya Bhav, he's coming to the Rishikesh festival for 6 weeks. You better get fit, and you better get very, very, build up your stamina, because it's very exhausting, very intense. So Gurudev, he recognizes that. He tries to give devotees a break, he encourages them, he supports them, but and he has just the right thing to say at the right time. And inspiration, the holy names. We're here in Rishikesh. We're on the bank of the Ganges. This is the holy place. Generally, we're going out and doing festivals on a beach or somewhere else. Here we're in a holy place, so we're performing Sankirtan in a holy place. We've got the association of the sadhus, and Krishna is manifest here in the form of the wind and everything like that. So he reminds devotees all the time of what is there to inspire them. Vijay and Sringa, I can see you're watching the time.
I think we have a little more time still. We can go on. It's fine. Yes.
In Mayapur, we built a house. My wife was the architect and the chief of construction and the supervisor and everything. So after all that sweat and blood, and then the house was finished, and Srila Gurudev came to stay with us in the beginning, the first time that we lived there. He used to call it the Petit Palace. Petit Palace. It was 3 stories, and while he was there again, he wasn't going to just sit there and have a holiday. He decided to give a 4-day seminar on the glories of Narottam Das Thakur. So it was advertised, and people came, and they were squashed in everywhere, on the staircase, on the veranda. Some devotees were sitting on the boundary wall outside listening to the loudspeakers. We counted about 160 people crammed into the house. And Gurudev just for 4 days gave lovely, lovely seminar. Pankajami Prabhu and Jananivas Prabhu, they came, they were his guests, and Nrsinga, B.V. Nrsinga Maharaj, who's preaching in China, he came and brought all of his cares, people he was caring for. And we had to look after Gurudev for 4 or 5 days, provide him the food stuff that he liked, and make facilities, clean the place. Whenever Gurudev goes to a place, you've got to clean it from top to bottom. You've got to, because Gurudev is very sensitive. He's meticulously clean. If he goes to a place and there's an old robe or something like that, or the Vyasasan is not clean, then he'll always get attacked by those little mites, little tiny mites, and his skin is very sensitive. He gets irritated. So we did our best, but wasn't good enough. Next year, Gurudev decided to stay in another place, and they had a whole team. They were able to support him. And so he comes to Mayapur, and in Mayapur, he travels and visits and puts on programs, and he's exhausted. One time he was in the Goshala. Srila Gurudev was in the Goshala giving class, and he called me close to him and he said, "Take this fan me." It wasn't particularly hot. So I was there fanning him, and then I'd space out, I'd fall asleep. And he'd say, "You're not fanning me to keep me cool, you're fanning me to keep me awake." Just some air movement, just some things like that. So once I was there in the class that Jai Parikrama had given this before he had his accident. And this is in Melbourne Temple. Titan Barb's just been to Melbourne. So Jai Parikrama, he was giving class, and he was then giving darshans, and he was seeing people. He was up till 2 o'clock in the morning, and he was scheduled to give class at 7 o'clock the next morning. So he came down to give class, and you could see he was exhausted. He had jet lag on his jet lag. He was nodding off, and it was, but he mustered his strength and pulled himself together and drew on this internal resource of bhakti, of devotion. And he gave the most fantastic class I've ever heard. So even exhaustion, and you can't rely upon your material facilities. You can't rely upon anything. You have to rely upon Krishna's strength, Krishna's inspiration of your spiritual master. So Srila Gurudev, he does that as answering the question. I can't remember which devotee it was, but the most memorable is that he gives himself. He gives so much of himself, unending, and he sponsors people. He pays for people to have tickets to come and join him to get his inspiration. He took Sri Prahlad traveling with him for 16 years, and he just looked after him. Sri Prahlad, he eventually wanted to study and get his own income and be independent like that. It's also it's difficult to be dependent, to be just a servant like that. But Srila Gurudev, he looks after you very well. You see his two present servants. Raja Chandrika, she was serving Gurudev in Australia, and I saw her attentiveness, and I noted she really understands. She's really expert. She's really dedicated to serving Srila Gurudev. So now he's made the arrangement that she can serve him through her husband, and they get looked after very nicely. Also fearless. We know his Gurudev's pranam mantra, Narashinghena Rakshitaya Namaha. So many times Gurudev, before he would do the Polish tour, he would be consulting the astrologers, and they would say it's like you're walking into the mouth of the demon. There's so many threats, there's so many things that are antagonistic. Better you don't do the tour this year. And one year, Gurudev, the security staff, they got him a bulletproof vest so he could wear that for protection. But he keeps on, he knows Lord Nrsimha is going to protect him. And one festival was in a town with a lot of skinheads. The skinheads came and they harassed Dwijavara. They punched him in the nose. But Gurudev, I was there with Gurudev when the festival got attacked. 10 or 15 skinheads came and they threw tear gas and everything like that. And they had bats and chains, and they beat up the devotees. Srila Gurudev, his main concern was that we had to pack up the whole festival. We couldn't be there the next day because all the people, and he was concerned that they would not be able to take advantage of this Krishna conscious association. So he's not worried. He's protected, and he's concerned about preaching to his last breath. So as I took it to heart, just give for these 96 hours what Gurudev does every day, and you'll get the blessings. You'll be able to get some special mercy. And Hare, service, remembrance. Thank you, Prabhus, for engaging me in some service and allowing me to share some of my memories. I can serve you in your way, then please. Not at 8 o'clock at night, your time. I'm normally a morning person.
Any opportunity, any chance that you will be participating in Karthik Parikrama so that we all can take your association?
Krishna willing, I'm booked in for the Puri Parikrama.
Oh, really? Jai.
I want to try and get there for Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day, but that might not happen. Sometimes we were traveling overseas and we thought, okay, we're so fallen. We'd always manage to get back to Mayapur for Prabhupada's disappearance day, and we chant Hare Krishna for one day and immediately service would be there. So I haven't missed Prabhupada's disappearance for a while, but maybe this year I'll just get there and meet you on the train as you go to Puri.
Hari Hari Jai. It's really amazing to hear, Prabhu. Jai. Um,
I spoke with Mataji. She had contacted me and she said you are going to directly come to the Howrah station for the train from Mayapur and you're going to come with us.
Yeah, Krishna willing, I'll get there. If I can get to India at all. Tell me what's happening on the day before Prabhupada's disappearance day, because I'll try and squeeze.
We will be going to Prabhupada's, we'll be having a program at Prabhupada's birthplace.
Down at Tollygunge.
Yes.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for the association. And if it's possible for you, can you give your regular association for all your God family? Like maybe monthly, quarterly, whichever allows you.
Is there? I saw that somebody's recording this. If somebody could send me the recording, so I could check it and then encourage and maybe it would be nice. Try and get.
I will. Sure, Prabhu. I'll do that.
So thank you so much. Actually, we have it's like we usually first part this program is like for 1.5 hours, and we do first part would be we start with Kirtan, and then we have Bhagavatam class, and then we read Srila Gurudev's book. That's how we have been having. So this has been running for almost more than 2 years now. So every Sunday we come together on a Zoom, and we take each other's association and we read rather Bhagavatam and Srila Gurudev. So yeah.
That book you're reading from the Govardhan pastimes?
Actually, we were going to start Govardhan after. So we Adventures of Traveling Monk we finished, and we've been actually reading a lot of diary chapters for a long time. And
I'll tell you a story about the diary. Gurudev was writing his diaries, and we used to get, for Poland, we used to get a video. So the video of the Woodstock and all of the other preaching on there. So I would sometimes read 2 or 3 chapters of Gurudev's diary a day just for inspiration. And this time I was in Sydney Temple up in the sannyas room, and they have a video player there. So I had the video of the Polish tour on, and Bhavananda Prabhu, he'd just come back to the temple. He came in and he looked at the Polish video and he said, "Why are you wasting this time with these?" Swore he made a nasty expression about the nature of those people there. But he stayed there. He stood there for about 10 minutes and he watched the video, watched Srila Gurudev's presentation of the preaching he was doing. And at the end he said, "Prabhupada would be very pleased with the preaching you're doing." So these diaries and the videos, they win people's hearts. I got a copy of Gurudev's last, the best of the diaries in the airport at Calcutta Airport, and they were selling like hotcakes. It's very, very effective, very good preaching. So to read them, and another interesting thing about the diary, Maturnath, he was Gurudev's servant for a bit. He's a astrologer. So he was there at the Rishikesh, and he came up to me and he described at one stage for Gurudev's service, he was serving Fakir Mohan in his village. And that Prabhu told Maturnath, "You don't need to read any other book. You just read Gurudev's diaries. Because by reading the diaries, you'll understand what makes Gurudev happy. What is his mood?" So he gave me that instruction. And then immediately I was at Rishikesh and I was sitting on the book table and I was thinking, why are we doing this? What's going on? And I just opened up the book and I read, and at the end of the chapter, Gurudev described, we are putting on these festivals to allow people to somehow or other come into contact with Krishna consciousness. Acha, the penny dropped. I just realized, and that was a reconfirmation of that statement. You don't need to read any other book. You just understand the mood of your spiritual master.
This was told by Fakir Mohan to Mathura Das Prabhu?
Yes.
Okay.
He's of great authority.
Mm-hmm.
Great
Yeah,
devotion.
yeah.
So, yeah, Mathuranath, he repeated it to me. Oh, if I do manage to get, Prabhu, if I do manage to get there for Prabhupada's disappearance day,
Yes.
where would I be able to stay if I did before going to the train? Would I be able to sneak into your room or something like that?
We can try to figure out, Prabhu, something. You just let me know a couple of days in advance, so I'll try to do some arrangements.
Okay.
Mataji already has my number. She's been in contact with me, so.
Okay. So we also have to ask you all to pray that she will be well enough and we will both be able to come, or if she's not able to travel, then she'll be well enough so that I can come and we can have somebody to look after. So please, I beg you all to put in prayers to Srila Gurudeva, to Lord Nishingadev, that we can make it to India at that time.
It will be a great fortune that you can join us.
Likewise. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila
Jai.
Gurudeva ki jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for yes. Go ahead, Prabhu. Go ahead.
I might leave now and that you would continue with the reading or whatever. I'm got to get ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to the dentist. I've got to leave early, etc., etc. Okay, thank you. Thank you
Yes.
very much for engaging me.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I think it's late for you. Thank you so much for your association. And as Chaitanya Prabhu said, we would like to continue with you taking your association whenever you're available, and we'll contact Chaitanya Prabhu and he'll get in touch with you whenever.
Okay, yeah, I'm his servant. Whatever
No,
you-
no. No, if you come, then I can get their association also. Because
Okay, we'll see what we can do.
sure, Prabhu.
That's actually Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for Vanchakal Patru Really. Thank you, Chaitanya Prabhu. बहुत दिन के बाद you were able to join us as well.
Yes, Prabhu. Maybe if it suits everybody, we can do.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested the Shanti Parayan Prabhu. Now we have to request Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that at least join once a month or once in a quarter.
Yeah.
To give us your association.
No. I'll ask few more devotees. I'll ask Radha Mataji. She was a student in Gurukul when Gurudev was New Mayapur president. And she raised under Gurudev. I asked her also. So hopefully maybe few weeks if she answer.
Who is Sundaran Prabhu is also alone.
Huh?
Sundaran Prabhu.
Chandra?
Sundaranand Prabhu.
Sundar.
I don't have his number, but I'll ask Sakirai Prabhu.
I can give you his number if you can ask.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Then Sakirai Prabhu also I'll contact, so hopefully. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Sakya.
धीरे धीरे अपना टाइम बदल जाएगा, दोपहर में हो जाएगा अपना.
Very well. I can get associated. Yeah.
Yeah, Goinchan Prabhu is anyway in Europe, so so they're also able to join. So yeah. Okay. So we have 45. Okay, we're should we so Govardhan book we will probably we'll start reading next Sunday. Who will be able to join? I mean, I was thinking quite exhausting. Next Sunday will.
No, Janmashtami is Saturday, right? So Sunday everyone.
Yes, Prabhuji.
No.
Prabhupada appearance day.
Appearance day also. So,
Yeah.
but generally the program completes by afternoon.
Yeah. Sure. Yes.
If devotees are willing to join, I can arrange for some nice speaker.
Just do it, Prabhu. Just do it.
Get the
Okay.
get JBL.
Mm, okay.
So, yeah.
Jai.
Any updates on Karthik Parikrama, Giridhari Prabhu?
Do you want to share your incident with Gurudev, the talk? It would be nice, bro.
So what happened? Nobody, I think, knew my birthday. Somehow this Avinash Rasraj Prabhu found out and he just messaged. So I was like, okay, I don't like. He messaged and then I said, oh, someone knows my birthday. Then I just before that I was on call with Rasika Mataji discussing few things and then she read the message. She called me, she and Govind Chan Prabhu, that uh, after they read the message that today is my birthday, then they called and she said, I want to talk to you because there are many to do things with Mataji. So Mataji said, I'll call you in 2 hours because I tried to catch hold of Mataji, but Mataji is always busy. She said, I'll call you in 2 hours. So she dropped and she said, we are going for the festival now. So maybe I'll call you from there. Then she called me after 15 minutes and I thought, oh wow, she called so quickly and she called a video call. So I thought maybe accidentally she called me, did a video call and she just called and just gave it to Gurudev and I was like so shocked. I was not at all prepared. Till afternoon, till evening, I was like nobody knew my birthday and in couple of hours it all changed. Gurudev was wishing me. I was like so shocked and then Gurudev was so merciful. Uh, and Govind Chand Prabhu actually gave the idea that Gurudev should call. I mean, we should have a video call with Gurudev. And that was my dull, boring birthday turned into exciting in in just a minute.
Why
You
not,
got a
Prabhu?
boon also, right? Last birth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very. Why not, bro? I mean, you're doing such amazing services here, like
No,
all the
nothing
entire.
compared to what you all doing. Such talented people.
So how
So,
many?
Vijay Nasim Prabhu, there is this. Yeah, yeah,
No,
go ahead. You have this
no, no,
question.
go ahead, bro. Nothing. I was just going to ask something generic. Go ahead, bro.
So, this sacred forest or Govardhan book, there is a Mataji in Pune. She asked me that, have you read Govardhan? I said, I have. She said, oh. Then I said, why? What happened? She said, I want someone to. I have bought all these books, but I am not able to read it alone. I want someone to read. So, I mean, there are people who have bought Gurudev's book and they need reading companions. So, how do we accommodate them? Our call into because our call are more Guru, and they might not be Gurudev's disciple also. So,
Hmm.
this is something that we need to think about and see how we need to address. Do we integrate them into this call or because sometimes this call just goes in a
Ask,
transcendental mode also.
ask manager. Panchajanya.
So actually, yeah, sure. I think like in each book we'll insert one token, uh, QR code. This will be the Zoom
That's
link,
a
and
good
so
idea. That's a good idea. Actually, it's a good idea that if you want to, there will be a reading call every Sunday evening or Saturday or something, and you can join that reading call for
Yeah,
the books
that's
because
nice. We can take turns
that
also. Mm.
that will increase the sale of the books also. You know why? People just buy the books and next time you go, they say, no, no, I haven't read the last year's book also, so why should I buy this year? So we are selling books, but we are not. If people don't read it, we'll not sell more. If people read it, we'll sell more. And we have to facilitate that reading part also by giving them a QR code or something, some link. Someone, I think there should be a separate call outside of this call, which will be, which will, which would, which should also be as regular as this call, and which should happen every week. May not be Sunday, it should be Saturday or Friday, someday should be there.
Yes, bro. I
Like
think
we
it's
should start that.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a fantastic thought. Actually, um, yeah, we can. See, I think it's we can. Hmm.
Yes, bro.
We
I
have
get
we have
direct.
contact numbers of all the devotees who have bought it, right? I mean, during our book tour, we do have contact numbers of all who have bought. Actually, we can, do a SMS blast or like WhatsApp
Hmm.
them. Right? We can
Yeah,
just.
let's do it because we have contacts, and just tell them a message that whosoever create the WhatsApp group and
Hmm.
send a broadcast message. We need someone to do this service as soon as possible because we don't have much time, because Guru next year's is in 6 months. Like we don't have much time. We just have 6 months. We need to make sure that at least we complete the Western book, reading of the Western books by the next call. I mean, 6 week is how much? Like 24 weeks, reduced 4 week of the Karthik month. We just have 20 weeks and 20 chapter. Like if we do one chapter per day, the
Hmm.
per reading.
I mean,
So,
it'll also give a excellent message. Like in the next book tour, when we are distributing, we can have one banner where you say, this is a group which actually comes together and reads this book. So you can all be party. I mean, join this group and you know.
we need to make it happen. We need to make it happen. I'm more and more convinced that we need to do it.
Mm,
Reading, facilitate reading.
yeah, and what Prabhu said just now as well. Uh, yeah, quoting Fakir Mohan and
Yes.
absolutely Chaitanya
Mathura
Mahaprabhu.
Nath Prabhu. Mhm.
Mathura, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is taking the lead to
मेरा भी reading हो जाएगा. So
absolutely amazing.
sure.
Enjoy, enjoy.
Chaitanya
Sure,
Prabhu will take the lead. Great.
it's
Okay.
amazing. Yeah,
The call is already a success then.
absolutely. You're all blessed. Enjoy.
Because it has got a golden touch.
Uh,
ठीक है.
yeah.
भाव भी आएगा. Hare Krishna. Okay, bro. Hare Krishna. Continue.
Yes,
All
bro.
right.
Yes. Yes, bro. Okay. So I think Panchana Prabhu, kindly make a note and प्रभु का तो गैंग है मतलब ये बॉयज गैंग सो यू कैन कुछ कर नहीं रहे हैं सबको मतलब लगा लो कुछ सर्विस में
वो एक्सेल लेना पड़ेगा पहले तुमको, जो रसिका माता जी के पास है. And that Excel would have all the numbers. First, Vijay Nashim Prabhu, get this idea cleared from
yeah
Govind Prabhu and Rasika Mataji. If they're okay, then ask the Excel. Then that Excel is given, then it's done after that.
yeah I think we'll get together and think the timing and all that and then we'll propose something to Goinchan Prabhu and Raskamataji. This is how we want to do it and then we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I think many devotees are, willing to take part and to serve. Yeah, like because we need to contact them as well. And yeah, it'll be nice. Okay. Okay. Yeah, how many registrations so far, Prabhu, for Karthik?
Oh, 1 minute. Let me check the spreadsheet.
How many troopers have joined प्रभु अभी तक रजिस्टर कितने किए ट्रूपर लोग?
I was going to ask that. I didn't want to feel sad, so That's the other way.
Why will you feel sad, Prabhu? You registered already.
No, no. I mean the count, Indian
Okay.
troopers count. I hope it'll be in good numbers, but
But truly, I mean, broadly speaking, I don't see much Indian names, Prabhu. I don't see
exactly.
much troopers. Yeah. Overall,
That's
I'm just saying, I don't see many troopers here.
mm.
That's why.
Troopers are injured.
We need to wake them up.
I think so. It is the other way. Like people are very casual. हाँ भाई अभी time है कर लेंगे कार्तिक कभी अक्टूबर में है. But we need to wake them.
People living next to the railway station are the ones who miss
Are
train.
the miss it.
Follow what written on Panchajanya shirt.
We have 280 registrations
Just
till
do
now.
it.
280.
280.
280, and this is all combining Jagannath Puri, Mayapur, and what is there?
Like
Kolkata.
including their
Yeah.
family count, or it is like just registrations.
No, this will further have family members in it also. So
It may,
yeah,
into
maybe
1.2,
more.
1.
Yeah,
Something like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Giridhari Prabhu, like now that we are discussing like registrations and everything, I have got some requests of devotees who are looking for if they could get some sponsorship. So how can we go about it for
Baba.
that? मतलब वो लोग
Sponsorship,
बच्चे लोग हैं प्रभु. They are like college going kids.
You make a list, Prabhu. Okay, and this is what we have done. We have got so many requests till now. So you make a list and ask them what they want to attend and how much can they pay. First, get that data, and we'll see how what we can do for them. And
Sure.
when you do this, do this and share the spreadsheet, and we'll see what can be done because Mataji doesn't want. I mean, we are tight on budget, and as we know that Gurudev's preaching is increasing a lot, so because whatever is sponsored, no one is going to give that. That means like we will be only paying that from our budget. That's how it is going to be.
Sure, bro.
So get that list.
I think, see, whatever.
Already, and one more thing is the rate at which we are doing, because one interesting thing I want to tell, because Vaisheshika Prabhu's group does this Karthik Yatna. They are regular at Jagannath Puri. So I was discussing many logistic things with their team, and they were kind of bewildered that how are we able to pull Jagannath Puri 10-day stay in 17,000 rupees and 13,000 rupees. They're saying, how are you going to manage this? We said no, because we make it so cheaper, because their budget is 4 times, 3 times, or 4 times for what we do in one day. They're spending four times of what we spend actually. They're saying you may not be able to cover your expenses. They were very much worried about us. I said we have to do it at this cost because Mataji is this time. Everyone comes from different country and they don't have necessarily that much money. So the point I'm trying to make is already the cost of ticket is very much subsidized. It's very less. No one can do Puri or Mayapur with such cheaper cost that we are doing. We have negotiated till the
Trust,
bottom.
not. I mean, not just. See, I mean, Bashir Prabhu is coming from US, and maybe they're all paying in dollars. But I'm telling you, my center, the cost is double of
What we
exactly
are
double
doing.
of this, exactly double of
Yes.
what we're doing in Karthik Parikrama. Trust me on this.
Yeah.
uh, I cannot afford our center this thing compared to this one. Seriously,
Yeah.
it
So
doesn't leave any room for sponsoring. Going that route actually, unless somebody comes out specifically to sponsor um, devotees.
yeah. So it's too much subsidized already. It's very uh, yeah.
And Prabhuji, I had read a message by Rasika Mataji on the announcements group. Mataji said that we will have coupon system in Jagannath Puri, but it will be like like you will have वो लोग एक message भेजेंगे and you'll have to book the coupons. Like you can't take it one day before. And so when is that going to happen so that we can
सेवा
just
स्वरूप प्रभु उनको ऐप में चेंज करना है. वेयर इज ही? इट ड्रॉप्ड. वो काम के टाइम ड्रॉप कर दिए उन्होंने. उनको ऐप में अपडेट करना है. अभी ठीक है, फॉलो अप डालता हूँ. उनको ऐप में
Sure,
डालना है.
Prabhu.
टू बी डन थ्रू ऐप.
एंड ऑल्सो फॉर द यू लाइक अपना ये जो रेमुना के होटल वगैरह हैं, आई जस्ट वांटेड फॉर अदर ड्यूटीज आल्सो टू नो, यू गेव मी दैट एक्सप्लेनेशन दैट रेमुना होटल्स आर कवर्ड इन द मायापुर रजिस्ट्रेशन एंड
नो
जो
नो नो,
अपना
रेमुना इज नॉट इन मायापुर. जगन्नाथपुरी
सॉरी हाँ
registration.
जगन्नाथपुरी एंड द ट्रैवलिंग पार्ट इज कवर्ड इन कोलकाता रजिस्ट्रेशन, राइट?
No, no. Travel from Kolkata to Puri is separate. 2,500 we are taking.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'll explain the traveling part. So Mayapur to Kolkata is via Panihati. So Mayapur to Kolkata bus will come by bus. The bus cost is covered under Mayapur registration. And the Prasadam cost of that day is covered under Kolkata. Okay. So Prasadam will happen on Panihati. Now coming from Kolkata to Puri, Remuna is a stopover. It was not there originally, but Gurudev came up with this idea of having Remuna also in between. So Remuna, that is why you have separately Remuna, Kolkata to Puri, separate Google form and separate money is been asked for that. And we'll have to do overnight stay there. So, but for the Prasadam, the money is covered under Jagannath Puri registration, and only your train tickets and the transport within Remuna, because Remuna doesn't have a train stop. We have to get down at Balasore. Balasore say we'll have to take buses. That bus will take you to the temple or your hotel, like that. And next day also you'll need buses to go to the train station. Again, we'll board the same train. Is it clear? Yes, Gopi
Yes,
Mani
Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Just
Krishna.
a minute. Janak Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I wanted to ask, from Mayapur to Calcutta, when the devotees are coming from us, then what time is expected they are going to their hotels? Like personally, for me, I'm coming directly to Calcutta. So when we are getting the rooms, and it's for
Room you
3
will
days,
get
no?
23rd October noon time you'll get the rooms. That's the check-in time. Yeah.
Thank you.
But we will come there by, it should be around 3 or 4 p.m. for us to get there, because we'll be in Panihati, we'll do program in Panihati and then have Prasadam. From there Prasadam will come, so it should be easily 3 to 4 p.m. we'll be in the hotel.
Okay. So basically, when the devotees are coming from the bus, then they're directly going to their hotel, or there's a program.
Yeah, I mean, those things you let me know ahead of time so that I'll inform the hotel to provide you the room keys.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And also, Prabhuji, I wanted to ask one final doubt. Jo, like we get the day by day itinerary, the entire schedule of Karthik Parikrama. When will that be coming? After Janmashtami? by this month end?
Yeah. So see, Naru Gopal Prabhu is preparing our Mayapur schedule, and Jagannath Puri, we know what all places we want to go. वहाँ के Madhvanand Prabhu and Krishna Kund Mataji, they are very busy. So since 1 or 2 weeks, I'm trying to contact them. They give time and we have discussions, so it's taking time. So maybe after Janmashtami we should have that. By the end of this
Also,
month, we'll
Prabhuji,
have it.
sorry, Prabhuji. Calcutta hotels are already booked now. So where is the location if we can get to know?
It's in the old Calcutta, near our this temple, our old ISKCON temple.
ISKCON Kolkata Minto Park.
Yeah, what is the temple name, Devajit Prabhu?
It's ISKCON Kolkata. Like the name itself is ISKCON Kolkata. The
Radha
land,
Govind, right?
yeah, Radha Govind Mandir. But the landmark is Minto Park. Devotees can.
Minto.
One
And
last
we
thing,
will.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, on 5th,
Yeah, go ahead.
on 5th of November, what's exactly like we are doing? Matlab, I was just thinking to plan for return ticket. So if like devotees, like on 5th, we are just having realizations in Jagannath Puri.
No, we will go a place because we cut down a day in Jagannath Puri because of Remuna. So we will have a place we'll go on 5th. It will not be just
Okay.
realizations.
Thank you.
Mhm. So yeah, I mean this yatra is very unique. Gurudev is stretching himself a lot. Practically, he wants to cover the entire pastime places in Mayapur, Jagannath Puri. He wanted to go to Ekachakra also, but it became very difficult logistically. Then we dropped, but his uh, his entire governmental, yes, but he's extending himself, and we don't know next time when he'll do this Mayapur Jagannath Puri Yatra. So if possible, everyone should try to join.
Yes, Prabhuji. I myself will call as many as devotees possible, and I
Mhm.
promise by month end you will see more troopers names
Hari
in
bol.
in the registration. That is my vow for Janmashtami.
Jai,
I think
jai.
they're waiting for you to call, Prabhu.
अभी पांचजन्य प्रभु ने बोला ना, मतलब जाना ही है. Yes.
Hmm.
Also, we will need around Vijayanath Prabhu, we'll need around 30 troopers का help to book train tickets. ठीक है, we need those 30 troopers who has
Okay.
access to IRCTC. If not, they have to
Which
create.
date? When?
We have to book tickets on 24th of August, and we have to book it on 2 consecutive days, 24th and 25th, I think.
So 2 days they need to be available, no?
Yeah, 2 days, 10 a.m. sharp. We have to
Okay.
book the tickets. I will give the name and everything, who needs to
Hmm.
book what, all the details.
Hmm.
Because 15th August, we close the train ticket. But after that, I'll prepare the list and give you, but we will need around 20-30 devotees to book the ticket.
ठीक है, Prabhu. Sure.
And Prabhuji, for just the devotees over here who have joined, I just wanted to make sure I read it in the registration form. Even Gurudev is going to be with us on the train, right?
Most probably, we are booking his train ticket, and that's why I told Rasika Mataji it will be a lot easier. We go by bus. Then she said no, but let's give this experience of devotees traveling with Gurudev in train. So that's why uh, Gurudev will be in train with us. Most probably 99%.
Jai Ho.
Just like Remuna, are there more surprises for the Karthik Parikrama?
Eka
It's
Chakra
getting
would have
more,
been one more, but we had to, because then we are becoming very, like we have to go again to devotees and ask money, because if we have to do Eka Chakra, we can do Eka Chakra. The proposal was that Gurudev wants Eka Chakra, not just going in the morning and come back. He wants us to stay there one night. Now, Eka Chakra is a small place, doesn't have that many good hotels and all. Otherwise, we could do that. Now, if you do good hotels, which is like we did analysis, it's like 7 kilometers away from Eka Chakra. Is a Tarapet is the place with the many good hotel there. But then it again raises the cost, and then we have to again go back to devotees asking for more money. Then again, it causes problems. So that's why Eka Chakra may not be there as of now. But who knows? It may be. It may change. We'll keep you updated. I reached out to Devajit Prabhu, right? And Rohan Prabhu did a lot of research there. All right.
All right. Okay. I think that like kind of in our Shravanotsav we had for 3 weeks, and thank you, Panchana Prabhu. I think, of course, Chaitanya Bhav Prabhu for helping with this. Yeah. So probably we'll find another event. Like we should also probably after November, December, or January, we will again try. Post Karthik, maybe we can we can think of another Q&A with Srila Gurudev. Jai.
We can have a troopers retreat, something. Yeah. I don't know where, but that will be nice.
Yeah.
Giridhari Pro, one more thing means, of course, this is not Karthik related, but अभी तक बुक टूर के कुछ डेट्स फाइनलाइज हुए हैं क्या, वेदर इट इज गोइंग टू बी इन दिसंबर और इन जनवरी?
Mostly in Jan Feb, yeah, क्योंकि Feb onwards Rishikesh Kirtan Festival will start, so maybe in Jan Feb, before Rishikesh Kirtan Fest it will be there.
Sure, bro.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Also, now that devotees are here, we have approximately 20 devotees. I would personally want to thank Chaitanya Prabhu for arranging this call. And please pray for Prabhuji. He's in Australia. He's getting some visa issues. If you all pray very sincerely, Prabhu can join us in Karthik Parikrama. Or otherwise, if not Karthik Parikrama, he can join us in book tour and Rishikesh Fest next year.
Please.
But really prayers are needed. ताकि प्रभु आ जाए इंडिया. We want him in India and then we never want to send him back.
वीजा प्रॉब्लम वही तो है. आप उल्टा
ऐसा मत बोलो, तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया वाले वीजा ही नहीं देंगे उनको.
उल्टा बोल रहे हैं आप.
अरे आपको प्रेयर थोड़ा चेंज हो गया, दूसरा बता.
काम हो गया तो भेज देंगे वापस.
काम इधर हो गया तो आ जाऊंगा जल्दी से. Yeah, if I not come, Karthik, definitely Rishikesh is there. I'll come. Because Sakichan Prabhu is coming. And we're getting one more devotee. Hopefully comes. He's a Chinese background, but he do a lot of service on the farm. So team up can do some good cooking. Yeah, let's see.
Prabhu, we have a long desire that we should
Yes,
have a
Prabhu.
cooking in Karthik. क्या हो रहा है उसका? कब होगा ये?
प्रभु पेपर में तो है, बस एक बार ये बस वीजा इशू हो जाए ना, मैं सच बोल रहा हूँ, 200-300 किलो कुकिंग बड़ी बात नहीं है, हो जाएगा.
You and Seva Sarup are always fired up, but वो नक्षत्र मिल नहीं रहे कुछ.
फायर दूर है थोड़ी पॉट से. करते हैं प्रभु जी. Really, I have desire because it's like all Radhanath Maharaj Yatra. Like I have that same desire. We should have for chapati every time. I should not cry कि कम पड़ रहा है ज़्यादा. मुझे बहुत क्लासेस हुई उसके लिए, but ऐसे कम आता है. But we sort something like that. Devotees should happily and not rushing. One another place, and then devotees rush में थोड़ा खाने का मन ही नहीं करता है. इसलिए maybe need prayers. If this thing happen, visa finished, maybe 2 months, next 2 months is crucial. If it happen, we'll do. Definitely do, probably. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna.
Thank you.
So I
Everyone.
need to devolve.
Okay. Thank you. Anchakalpadarbhusho kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vishnubhyo namaः. Kodi Vishnu Vrind ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Okay. Hopefully, we'll see you next Sunday or the next Sunday. Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.